Hey everyone, Matthew Varga here. I'm really excited for today's video. In today's video, I'm gonna break down our entire $5 million real estate portfolio. I'm gonna go over the rents that we get, the cash flow that we're making on our properties. I'm gonna go over what we purchased these for, what they're worth today, the total equity that we have built up in our portfolio. The really crazy thing when I was going over these numbers is just how quickly it's grown in a few short years. Just 5 years we've been investing in real estate, and we were doing this all part-time because I was still working a full-time job. Nicole was growing her business, so we did all of this part-time while doing other things. So I think this is going to really inspire you guys. Also, I've created a free real estate investing checklist, so make sure you check the link down below and download that. I think it's going to make your life a whole lot easier when you're looking to invest in real estate. It goes over step by step all the things that you need to do in a very easy to understand checklist, so go down there and download that. So today's video is going to be a bit long. We got a lot to go over, so let's jump right in. So my first and second property is actually in Northern Alberta. It's a side-by-side duplex. So it's 4 units. So it's a fourplex, but they have separate titles. So it's technically 2 properties. So this property is 4 separate units. It has, upstairs apartments and it has downstairs apartments. This was purposely built for rentals. So we've got soundproofing, we've got separate furnaces, separate hydro. So it's a really great property for rent. So currently this property is fully rented and we're getting total rents of $5,225. Our total expenses on this property are $4,660. So we're getting a total monthly cash flow on this property of $565. We purchased this property for $720,000 and currently it's only worth $620,000. So we actually have a loss on this property of $100,000. Now, I talk about this in another video on how I lost $100,000. So make sure you watch that video. I'll link it here. And it goes over in depth about this property, how we actually lost some money, like what we're doing with that property now, and how in the end, this actually hasn't been a bad deal for us because after mortgage pay down, we actually owe only $600,000 on it. So because we've had this fully rented for the last 5 years, our tenants have paid off that loss. So we're actually in it to a positive of about $20,000, but we're just gonna sort of say for this, we're break even, so we actually have 0 equity in this property. Property number 3 is a townhouse that we purchased. It's 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bath. And this is in a town north of Toronto, so we're in Ontario. We're back in Ontario now. We actually purchased this property with 0 of our own money. I talk about that in another video as well, about how we use free government money to purchase a rental property. So you can watch that video right here. Highly recommend it. It gives you some great tips on investing with little to no money. So for this property, we actually rent this property for $1,550. And our actual expenses is about $1,700. So for this property, we're actually negative cash flow, $150. Now, you never really want to buy a property when it's negative cash flow, but the reality is we used 0 of our own money for this property. We used a government grant to buy this property. So we were willing to accept the fact that we weren't going to actually make cash flow in this property because we had none of our own money down. So we were pretty highly leveraged, but it's been worth it in the long run. So we purchased this property for $332,000. Our current appraised value on this property is $500,000. So after our mortgage pay down and everything, we have a total equity in this property right now of $191,000. All right, so property number 4 is a bungalow that we bought. It's a granny bungalow. When we bought this property, it was a mess. The people who had lived there for quite a long time. They smoked inside for probably, 20, 30 years, nicotine stained walls. So when we bought this property, we had to do some renos on it. It's actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home when we bought it, and we actually added a 4th bedroom in the basement, and we had to do a bunch of renos on it. It was a lot of fun, but we learned a lot of lessons along the way. So currently this property is rented and we're getting rents of $1,750. Our monthly expenses, because we have this on a HELOC, so we're paying interest only on it. So our monthly cost on this property is actually only $930. So we're making cash flow each month of $820 on this property. We purchased this property for $352,000. Current appraised value is actually now $550,000. So total equity built in this property currently is $167,000. Property number 5 was actually a townhouse that we bought, and we bought it pre-construction. So it took about 3 years to build. There was a lot of delays, but this is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhouse in downtown Toronto. It's 1,200 square feet. We got a killer deal on it. Like I said, it took about 3 years to build, but it's finally built. We got it fully rented now. It's a beautiful place. We were actually going to live there at one point, but then we decided to purchase the home we're in now and rent that one out. So currently the rents that we're getting on this home is $2,300. Our total expenses for this property is about $2,000. So we're actually making $300 a month cash flow on this property, which if anyone invests in the Toronto market or knows it, getting cash flow on a property in Toronto can be pretty difficult, especially if it's not like a house that you're house hacking or Airbnb. So $300 cash flow a month is actually a really solid deal in Toronto. We purchased this property for $496,000. And currently, a conservative appraised value, because we haven't had it appraised in a bit, is about $650,000. So the current equity that we have in this property is about $178,000. The property number 6 is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo on the east end of Toronto. We got a great deal on this property. It's a corner unit. It's got a wraparound balcony that's about 60 feet facing southwest, so you can see downtown Toronto. It's like a really great unit. Parking spot. So this condo is currently fully rented and we're getting $2,300 a month rent on it. Our expenses are about the same, about $2,300. So it's break even. We're not really making any cash flow on this property, but we bought it because we were really looking to get into the Toronto market, and getting a break even condo in Toronto that's that size with that beautiful wraparound balcony, we know over the next few years it's really going to appreciate in value. So we're really happy with this deal. So we purchased this condo for $466,000. Currently, conservatively, I would say it's worth about $569,000. So we have about $134,000 worth of equity built into this home right now. Property number 7 is not finished being built yet. It's actually a pre-construction condo in Toronto. It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's on the penthouse. It's 700 square feet, southwest facing view, great balcony. We got a locker, we got a parking spot with a charging station, which is pretty cool. We actually bought in this building because it's right next to a train station that connects the airport to downtown Toronto. So we're thinking of turning this into an Airbnb when it's complete. So we purchased this property for $480,000. Obviously it's not finished being built yet. It's still a couple years away. So I would say conservatively, it's worth about $580,000. So we got about $100,000 worth of equity built in there. Like I said, it's a couple years away from being built, so I think there's a lot of upside potential. So I'll keep you posted on that one. So our next property, property number 8, is actually in the same building as this one. This one is actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse at the bottom of the building. It's 2 stories, got a glass balcony, 2 balconies on it. So this one, once again, we bought because we think we're going to turn it into an Airbnb, just because a person can fly into Pearson, take a 15-minute train ride, get off right there at this building, and if they want to go downtown, jump on that same train, they're downtown in 10 minutes. So it's a great spot to be right in between the airport and there. So hopefully we'll turn this into an Airbnb. We bought this property for $720,000. Once again, it's not built yet, so I would say conservatively it's worth at least $820,000. So we got about $100,000 worth of equity built in. It's still a couple of years away, so just like the condo from before, there's a lot of upside potential on this one. So our last property, property number 9, is actually the place we're living in now. This is an up-down duplex, so we got a basement apartment, and we bought this property because we weren't sure if we wanted to live in this town or not. You know, we liked it, but we wanted to test the waters. So we bought this home knowing that we're probably going to turn into a rental property. Actually, we are going to turn into a rental property eventually when we upgrade to a new home. So this property has 3 bedrooms, 1 bath up, and 1 bedroom, 1 bath down. So market rents for this property right now is about $2,000 for the upstairs and about $1,050 for the downstairs. So total we would get $3,050 if we rented this property right now. Our total expenses on this property are about $2,300. So if we were actually to rent this property right now, we'd be making about $750 a month in cash flow, which we could then use for the next property we buy to help decrease our costs there. So that's probably what we're going to do next. We purchased this property for $605,000. Current estimated value of this property is about $749,000. So we actually have $269,000 worth of equity built into the home we're in right now. So breaking all that down, if we were to have all of our properties rented, not including the 2 pre-construction condos, because we don't know what we're going to do with those, if it's going to be long-term rental or Airbnb, but our annual cash flow on our properties right now is about $27,000. So our total equity built into our entire portfolio right now is about $1,139,000. So there you have it, our entire $5 million real estate portfolio. Sometimes when I say these numbers out loud, it just sounds crazy to me because like I said, we've only done this part-time for a short period of time, just 5 years. So I hope this gave you some inspiration to see what can be done with a little bit of hard work, creativity. If you want to see more of these types of videos where I break down the numbers on our properties, or I can break down numbers on our YouTube channel, how we make money there, our online store, break that down as well, like leave a comment down below, let me know and I'll be sure to film more of these types of videos. Thank you again for watching today's videos. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next week.